Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a different kind of video than what you're used to from my channel. Today I'm going to show you a game that for me in some ways resembles Metin 3 and that I keep coming back to it every few months. I've structured it in a few categories and I hope you'll find it helpful. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So, what is Guild Wars 2? It was released in 2012 as a sequel to Guild Wars 1. It's an open world MMO RPG with an active player base and a lot of expansions. At its core, it is a free-to-play game. However, you are restricted until you buy some expansions, and I recommend you do that because otherwise it is going to be harder and there's less content to do. It has a horizontal progression and we'll discuss about that later, but that's a bit different from Metin 2. So let's talk about similarities. Why would I, as a Metin 2 player or any kind of MMORPG player, would want to play this? So the grinding is not exactly the same, but it follows the same structure. You have maps which you farm, you have events, you can repeat them, and you farm gold and you get better equipment and a lot of achievements on the Guild Wars side. The grind still exists, but it has different goals. However, the game is still open world, so people naturally gather, there are bosses that spawn once in a while, live events happen, and just like in Metin 2, you are rarely alone, and the game feels alive, and that's what I like about it. But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot play the game alone. There's a ton of solo content that can be done, so don't worry about that, my lovely lonely people. It also has instanced PvP, so in Guild Wars we have player versus player duels, so 5v5, or there's the world versus world game mode, which is basically, in a nutshell, I would say it's 100 versus 100 king of the hill type of game. There are communities, you can play with friends, and the goal is set to long term, so there's a lot of things to grind for: farming, selling, buying gear. Economy matters as well, so all these things are probably very common between the MMORPGs, and Guild Wars 2 is not an exception to the rule. Let's now jump into the differences between the games and I guess other MMORPG games. So regarding equipment, Guild Wars 2 does not focus on it too much. The final level of gear that stat-wise is the best. It's called Ascended Gear, and it's rather easy to get. In a few months you can have the same level of equipment as other veterans of the game. And even the tier before that, the exotic equipment, that's also pretty good. You can do a lot of endgame content with it. There's another tier of gear, and that one is very grindy. It's called Legendary, but it's mostly cosmetic only, and I guess for achievements. So that's pretty different from these other type of games like Metin 2, which you have weapons and gear at every level, and you have to make them, upgrade them to +9, and they can fail, and it's a really frustrating process, which does not happen in Guild Wars 2. So keep in mind that you can have this gear once you're level 80, and you can focus on other things like grinding achievements and or legendary gear, doing other dungeons, or just completing the storyline. For combat, it's a different process. Whilst in Metin 2 you are pretty much restricted to just moving around, and your best bet to kill monsters is just having better stats than them. In Guild Wars 2, movement matters, and also dodging enemies' skills. you have skill combos that you can learn and you can get better at it. But there's also different classes that are really easy to learn, so you don't need necessarily to do skill combos. There are some type of classes that you do not need to, you just need to spam your keys and you're fine. Also, the positioning is very important in some of the game modes that require PvE. For classes, in Guild Wars 2 there are 9 classes available, and for each one on almost every expansion you have a different set of skills that you can get, and your character can wield different weapons. So imagine a ninja wielding a two-handed sword. That can happen in Guild Wars 2. One clear difference, which I've mentioned earlier, is the leveling system. Metin 2 and other popular MMOs have a dynamic incremental system. In 2009, maximum level that you could reach in Metin was 99. Then it went to 105, then it went to 120. At the time of this video, level 30 champion can be reached, which is pretty much level 150. It will probably be increased later on. For Guild Wars 2, it is a fixed leveling system. Maximum level is 80. All endgame gear has a level 80 requirement. From level 80 onwards, your level is replaced by the mastery system. I won't go into further details, but masteries are basically small improvements on the game that you can unlock as you grow your mastery level. Again, I'm going to repeat myself, a level 80 player with 0 mastery rank can do most of the endgame content as a mastery rank 300 can. In my opinion, the Guild Wars 2 system is way better. It means that even if you leave the game for 5 years, when you return, your level 80 gear will still be relevant. Now, what do I think that Guild Wars 2 does better than any other MMORPG? So, first things first, I would say mounts are a really good addition to the game, and basically any MMORPG. There's, I think, 7 type of mounts that you can unlock, and each of them has its different quirk and different ability. And for example, the rabbit jumps high, the griffin can fly, the raptor jumps further, and stuff like that. And this, of course, helps you explore these maps. There are a lot of maps available to explore. You can complete each one by doing events and missions that NPCs give you, and it's absolutely incredible how lively this game feels. Every map is a different type of map that is designed in some kind of way, and I really appreciate how they build this world. In the end, the most important aspect for me is that Guild Wars 2 respects your time. Countless of times I've came back to this game and I was right back where I left, simply because you do not need to grind it if you don't want to. You come back, you are at the same place in time where you were back then, because no new gear is added, nothing is getting harder, so you can do it at your own pace. Sure, from Metin 2 you may have some stronger feeling of item progression when you're upgrading something and you get all excited, but getting to a type of age group, you realize that you want your time to be respected. And for example, if I'm playing Metin 2 and I have a level 105 sword, then in a few months or in a year or two, there's going to be a higher level that you can achieve, and that level 105 weapon is not going to be any good for it, or even a level 120 weapon for that reason. So keeping things simple for Guild Wars 2, that's important to me. Well, if you feel like you've kind of missed out on Guild Wars 2 and maybe you feel like it's very late for you to start, then good news for you, I guess. Guild Wars 3 is coming, so next year, I think in fall, you are going to be able to play the beta game of Guild Wars 3. From what I've read, it's going to be kind of a different game from Guild Wars 2, but I'll definitely try it out. And don't worry, Guild Wars 2 is still going to be here. So in parallel, they promise that they'll have 3 dev teams, one for Guild Wars 1, one for Guild Wars 2, and one for Guild Wars 3. And they're gonna keep shipping out updates for all 3 games, especially Guild Wars 2. First, they're gonna do a lot of quality of life changes, and then they're gonna do 1 expansion a year. So even if you pick up this game now, you're still gonna get your time and I guess money's worth. Most important thing when you're picking up a new MMORPG is to be open to try new things, and I guess suck it out for a bit until you get used to it. That's what I always say, that you have to embrace the change and then you can form an opinion. So keep in mind that it is very important, and you cannot judge a game after 5 minutes of playing it. So I recommend you try it for a few days and see if you come back to it. If not, then you didn't lose anything, as the game is free to play at the very beginning, so that's pretty good. As for me, I am probably going to start a new series of getting a level 1 character in Guild Wars 2 to level 80 without any expansions, or maybe 1 expansion when it's on sale. I'll think about it, but I think it's worth showcasing this MMORPG on the channel, and maybe you want to be here for the journey. I definitely am going to put more videos on it, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll still have a lot of other videos for you guys, but I feel like Guild Wars 2 needs a shout out here. I've been playing the game since I think 2017, something like that, and it has given me nothing but entertainment throughout the years. Whenever I was bummed out with a different game, I always kept going back to this one, especially in the summer for some reason. And I love the grind, and I love that it respects the time that I have, which is not much. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something new today, and maybe you'll pick up the Guild Wars 2. You never know. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and for supporting the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.